On August 12, 2026, something extraordinary will happen above Earth. The Moon will pass directly between Earth and the Sun, casting a shadow across thousands of miles. But only a narrow path will experience total darkness, and that path will cross some of the most remote places on Earth. For a few minutes, daylight will disappear, and the Sun's hidden atmosphere will suddenly become visible. And this is only the beginning. But witnessing an eclipse from the ground isn't enough for NASA.
For most people, a total solar eclipse lasts just a few minutes. But NASA's pilots find a way to make it last longer by trying to outrun the moon's shadow with an airplane.
The truth is it's actually chasing us. We get out in front of it and let it overtake us. Once we're in totality, then we'll advance the throttles to max and try and stay in totality for as long as we can.
Making that happen takes extreme precision. Scientists calculate exactly where the airplane needs to be at each moment.
We do a lot of missions where being in the right point in time and space are critical, and this is one of them.
On Eclipse Day, the WB-57 aircraft climbs more than 50,000 feet into the stratosphere. That's above most of Earth's atmosphere, where clouds, dust, and water vapor could obscure the view.
Viewing an eclipse from 50,000 feet provides a really clear shot of the sun. And that allows the scientists to have confidence that the data that they're seeing is from the sun rather than distortions from the atmosphere.
When the moon's shadow arrives, it engulfs the aircraft.
It's weird. Right where you're at, it's dark, but everywhere you see, it's twilight, and the temperature in the cockpit drops, so it's very noticeable.
As the eclipse unfolds, the pilot keeps the aircraft on course, while the sensor operator fine-tunes the cameras, capturing every second of data.
You're very, very, very busy, and it's very high pressure because, of course, there's no do-overs. You only get one opportunity to get all these instruments trained on the right spot.
For the aircraft crew, it's a chance to witness one of nature's most spectacular events while helping scientists better understand our sun.
I'm sitting in the best seat in the house. It's pretty exciting.
Now, this is what totality actually looks like. The moon has completely covered the bright face of the sun. And for a few moments, daylight is almost gone. But look closely at what appears around the moon. That faint white glow is the solar corona, the sun's outer atmosphere. The sun itself hasn't become dimmer. The moon is simply blocking the part of the sun that normally overwhelms everything around it. And suddenly, the atmosphere of a star becomes visible to the naked eye. Those long, wispy structures aren't random, and their shape changes as the sun's magnetic activity changes. And here's the strange part. This entire view exists for only a few minutes. On August 12, 2026, most people inside the path of totality will have less than 2 minutes to experience it. Imagine standing outside. The temperature drops. The sky turns dark. And where the sun should be, there's only a black moon surrounded by a white crown. I recommend listening to the story of why this matters to scientists. For them, a total solar eclipse isn't just a beautiful spectacle. It creates a rare opportunity to study the sun's corona from Earth. The corona is incredibly hot, and its shape is controlled by the sun's magnetic field. By observing it during an eclipse, scientists can study structures that are normally hidden by the overwhelming brightness of the sun's surface. So where will this eclipse actually be visible? The path of totality will cross Greenland, Iceland, the Atlantic Ocean, northern Russia, and parts of Spain and Portugal. Outside this narrow path, millions of people will still be able to see a partial eclipse. But only those inside the path will experience the moment when the moon completely covers the sun. And then, just as suddenly as it disappeared, the sun begins to return. A single flash of sunlight breaks through the edge of the moon. For a few minutes, the world stood in the moon's shadow. And then, daylight returned. If you're enjoying this, subscribe, because the next one gets even crazier.